Hey guys, I'm EthAnswers from Stockman Supply, and today I want to show you our new little device. This is the Morse Taper 2 cleaning tool, licorice cleaner we call it. And this is a really simple device where you turn your own handle, comes as a kit, and you put in your Morse taper, you give her a spin, and it will help clean out the inside there so that your drives and live centers will seat really nicely. So it works really simple, but it comes as a kit. So in the kit, you get the licorice head, you get the mounting screw, and you get a ferrule. So you are responsible to turn your own handle, and you got to provide the wood. And what I want to show you is basically one way to turn the handle. Now watching this video, you guys are going to know right away, clearly I am not a wood turner, because you're going to watch me do this and say that's probably not the right way to do it. And if I'm doing it the way you wouldn't do it, let me know in the comments, because there might be a better way to do this, but this is just the way I'm going to do it here. So what I've done is I've got my little walnut blank here. I've got a 7mm hole drilled right there. So we're going to need for my mounting screw anywhere between a 6mm and a 7mm hole is going to be fine. I chose a 7mm hole because that's commonly used in pen turning. So let me mount this in my lathe and we'll go from there. Okay, so I got it mounted up, and I'm going to be using Wrecker Power's new carbide tools here with their Pro Comfort handles. These handles are a tri-lobe shape, so very comfortable to hold, and they got a stainless steel bar here with a carbide on the end. So this is a round one, so I'm just going to use this to get my blank circular. All right, now that I got that basically round here, I'm using this round carbide here. One thing that's interesting about this guy is it's round all the way around, and even on that stainless shaft. Now, the next tool I'm going to use is their square cutter here. Now, this is a little different because it's square in the bottom, so it's meant to be used perfectly square like that, which is going to be ideal for turning the diameter for my tenon. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make this here tenon, or the diameter for my ferrule here. So what I'm going to do with this ferrule is the nut that's on the end of this mounting screw here will actually fit inside that ferrule. So I'm going to mark the width of the nut so that it can sit inside that ferrule so you never see it. So let me just mark that here so I know how wide to turn this here. So I'll put that up there. We'll get it roughly, you don't have to be right on, but about there. There's my mark. So now I'm going to take the square tool and turn that down to size. I'm getting close here. A little bit more. Okay. So what I've done is I've made it slightly skinnier at the top and slightly wider at the bottom. That'll just make it a little easier to slide that ferrule on. So now that I have this guy done, got my hole in there, I'm just going to shape the handle to my liking, and we'll be ready to go. Alright, I think I'm ready to sand it. I'm just using a little bit of our J-Flex sandpaper, which is really great, nice and flexible for turning projects like this. Now what I might actually do is I might actually install that ferrule and sand the copper as well, just to polish it up. Okay, I got my little copper ferrule on there. We'll give it all a good sand here. I'm just going to sand the wood really good first, and then I'll focus on the copper. I just don't want to cross-contaminate too much. And I'll finish that little parted off area once it's off the lathe. Again, there might be a better way to do that, so let me know in the comments. It's looking decent. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to put some of our Signaire finish here. This is it's a wax that's got a pumice in it. So as a friction polish, it'll polish it and finish it all at the same time. And we're going to put the same stuff on that copper as well. See what it'll do to that. So once I have a little bit on there, I just use some paper towel. I'm going to hold it tight, and that'll get a little bit of heat to it. And that will kind of melt the oils and waxes in the polish and let the pumice do its polishing work. Yeah, I just want to make sure I get all that residue off here. So I'll just start with a fresh paper towel when you're cleaning it up. Alright, this should be alright. See how she looks. It's not bad. Okay, so now I'll part it off and I'll show you guys how to put the licorice brush head on it. Okay, so we got your handle essentially done here. So what I'm going to do is just thread the head onto my mounting screw, just like that. And honestly, you don't need to thread it on the whole way. And then the screw end will go right in my 7mm hole and screw in place. You'll have to grip it pretty tight here, but everything should seat together, just like that. That nut will end up inside of your ferrule. And if you really want, once you get that assembled, or before you assemble it, you can put a drop of CA glue on both ends and nothing will come apart there. But there we go. There is my complete MT2 licorice cleaner, which can be a really handy device if you have a lathe. So yeah, if anybody else has any questions, you can email me at info@stockmansupply.com or just comment on the video. Thanks for watching.
Ethan.
Yes.
Would it be going out there to say that's the first time, that's your big debut on YouTube of wood turning?
Yeah, this is actually my first time I ever turned something on YouTube, so be gentle with me.